We typically view the person behind this desk as the peak of global authority. To the public, the Oval Office represents a position of absolute command over the machinery of the modern world. That authority is reinforced every morning when the Director of National Intelligence delivers a brief containing secrets that could shift the balance of world power. But the weight of those secrets is immediately interrupted by the mundane. Before the first meeting is over, an ex-wife is on the line, demanding an explanation for a personal dispute that happened a decade ago. Even a simple request for dinner is subject to a higher power. The White House executive chef maintains total control over the pantry, frequently vetoing the president's choice of veal shanks because he found the cuts unappealing. Movement outside these walls is governed by a rigid security apparatus. The constant risk of assassination means the president cannot simply step outside. Every trip requires a motorcade of agents clinging to the sides of moving vehicles to maintain a human shield. When every meal is dictated by a chef and every step is choreographed by security, the presidency reveals its true nature. The occupant holds massive political influence while losing nearly all agency over their own daily life. The physical cost is measurable. A normal blood pressure of 140/90 often climbs into a danger zone of 170/100. This sustained hypertension leads to heart failure, stroke, and dementia, literally accelerating the biological aging process. To function under this pressure, the president must adopt a robotic public persona. They spend their days shaking hands and projecting absolute confidence, regardless of how they feel. This public mask hides a grueling internal reality. Behind closed doors, they deal with intense self-doubt, gastrointestinal distress during live speeches, and moments of total emotional isolation. The body eventually breaks under the strain of this performance. When projecting superhuman strength collides with the reality of a fragile, aging biology, the two versions can no longer occupy the same space. In this room, the president is effectively a target in a game of whack-a-mole. Success on the world stage offers little protection from the intense, localized vitriol of the 24-hour news cycle. Journalists often engage in opinionism, a practice where personal character attacks and partisan insults are presented as objective analysis. This scrutiny extends to the entire family. Presidential children live under a constant security detail, losing the ability to move through the world without a team of agents watching their every interaction. The loss of privacy reaches deep into the past. An embarrassing photo from university can resurface decades later, used as ammunition to bully a president's child in the school hallway. High office offers no protection for a family. It converts their private lives into public property, leaving them vulnerable to the whims of internet trends and political enemies. On a macro level, the president manages the future of human society, meeting with tech giants to debate the security of autonomous vehicles and the ethics of automation. These meetings are followed by the cold math of international diplomacy, where a president might approve the sale of advanced fighter jets to a foreign power with a questionable record on human rights. Yet, after negotiating the fate of nations, that same person can find themselves losing a domestic argument about the color of the bedroom curtains. The commander-in-chief is often outvoted in their own home. They may be insulted as a two-footed tortoise by a spouse who simply refuses to accept their vision for interior design. There is a deep absurdity in a life where one can steer the global economy but lacks the leverage to choose a shade of paint for their own walls. Late at night, the scale of the job becomes undeniable. The president lives with the weight of a nuclear arsenal that could end human history in a single afternoon. But the same person with the power to level continents faces a strange, small-scale helplessness. They are often so insulated by staff and protocol that they require an assistant just to help them clip their own toenails. To survive this dissonance, the president's personality begins to splinter. The author Philip Roth described this as internalizing a troupe of players, a series of required impersonations used to satisfy 1,000 different demands. Over time, these performances replace the original individual. The stress of the mask causes the person who entered office to vanish, leaving a face that no longer carries the traces of the child it once was. Entering the White House marks the beginning of a total erasure of the self. Behind the image of unmatched political power sits a person who has sacrificed their identity to become a living icon for the nation.